There might be an AI helper sitting inside your YouTube studio right now, and a lot of new creators don't even know it's there. If you ask it the right questions, it can help you understand what's happening on your channel, what might be slowing you down, and what to try next. If you've ever worked hard on a video, watched it barely get any views, and then stared at your analytics, feeling completely lost, I'm going to show you a tool that can help you understand what happened. Now, I know I just made a video showing how Claude AI can connect to your YouTube data through vidIQ and help you understand what's happening on your channel. And that is still a really useful option. But this is another one I want you to know about, because this one may already be sitting inside YouTube Studio. It's called Ask Studio. And the reason this is interesting is because you don't have to open another tool or copy and paste your analytics or try to explain your channel from scratch. You can ask questions right inside YouTube Studio and get help understanding your own data in plain English. So in this video, I'm going to show you the kinds of questions I would ask it, what it can help you understand, and how beginner creators can use it without getting overwhelmed. Because the goal isn't to become an analytics expert. The goal is to stop staring at all those numbers and start knowing what to do next. Now, before I go any further, I want to say that this might not be available on every channel yet. So if you go looking for it and you don't see it, don't panic, because YouTube rolls things out in stages. So you might need to just keep checking back. But if you do have it, this is why it's so interesting. Ask Studio can look at the information already sitting inside your YouTube Studio, your views, your watch time, where people are finding your videos, what they're watching, and what they're skipping. And instead of you trying to figure all that out by yourself, it can help explain it in plain English. It can notice patterns you might miss. It can look at what's happening across your videos. And depending on what YouTube gives it access to, it may even be able to help you understand what was happening in the video when people stopped watching. So it's not just, here's a number. It's more like, here's what this number might be trying to tell you. So here's how you start using it. Inside YouTube Studio, you'll look for the little sparkle or starburst looking button. And when you click it, a chat box opens up. You may see a few suggested questions already sitting there, and those are fine. You can use them, but I think the real magic happens when you ask better questions. Questions that are specific to your channel and what you're trying to figure out. So the first thing I would use it for is finding videos that might deserve a second chance. Because sometimes we post a video, it doesn't do much, and we assume, well, that one failed. But that might not be the whole story. Maybe the video itself was helpful. Maybe the topic was good. Maybe people would still search for that information, but the title didn't make it clear enough, or YouTube didn't really know who to show it to. So instead of just letting that video sit there, you can ask Studio to help you look at it differently. You could type something like, look at my videos from the last year with the lowest views. For each one, tell me if there is a clearer, more searchable title I could try. Or which of my older videos might still be helpful to people if I changed the title? That's the kind of question that can help you stop guessing. Because maybe that video isn't dead. Maybe it just needs a clearer way for people to find it. Now, this is where I would still use my own judgment. Ask Studio may be really helpful at spotting the problem. It can look at the video, look at the data, and tell you, this title might not be clear enough, or this topic might work better as a search-based video. But the wording it gives you might be a little plain. And that's okay. I don't need it to write the perfect title for me. I need it to help me understand what the title should be doing. So if it gives me a basic searchable title, I can take that idea and make it sound more interesting, either by rewriting it myself or putting it into Claude or ChatGPT and saying, keep the search term in this title, but make it more clickable and natural for my audience. So if Ask Studio helps me find a clearer title, I can test that new title and see what happens. That doesn't mean every old video is suddenly going to take off, but sometimes a video isn't really done. Sometimes it just needs a better title, a clearer promise, or a better way for the right person to find it. And that's the part I want you to notice. You don't always have to start from scratch. You may already have helpful videos sitting on your channel that people would still benefit from. They just aren't being found yet. So if you have 5 or 10 older videos that didn't do much, this could be a simple place to start. Ask Studio can help you look at them with fresh eyes and say, is there a clearer way to present this? Another way I would use Ask Studio is when a video doesn't do as well as I expected, because we've all had that happen. You spend time planning it, you record it, you edit it, you upload it, and then it just kind of sits there, And the first thing your brain wants to do is say, well, that was a failure. But that's not always true. Sometimes a video that underperforms still has something really useful to teach you. So instead of just staring at the numbers and guessing, I could ask Studio something like, look at this video and help me understand where viewers dropped off, what was happening at that point, and what I could do differently next time. That's the kind of answer I actually want, not just your retention went down here. I can already see that in the graph. I want to understand why it happened. Did I take too long to get to the point? Did I explain something that didn't need that much explaining? Did the hook promise one thing, but the beginning of the video wandered somewhere else? That's where this can be helpful. Because instead of treating a low-performing video like a dead end, you can treat it like a lesson. And I wouldn't only use this when a video flops. I would also use it when a video does better than usual. Because if something works, I want to know why. Was it the topic? Was it the title? Was it the first 30 seconds? Was it the way I explained the problem? Those little lessons are worth saving. You could even keep a simple document called What I'm Learning from My Videos and add the best takeaways there. That way, the next time you sit down to make a video, you're not starting from scratch. You're building on what your own channel has already taught you. Now, that can help with videos you already made, but what about figuring out what to make next? That's where comments can be really helpful, because every time someone leaves a question on your video, they're giving you a clue. They're telling you what confused them, what they still need help with, what they wish someone would explain more simply. And if the same kind of question keeps showing up again and again, that may be your next video. But here's the problem. Once you start getting more comments, it's hard to keep track of them all. You might read one and think, that would make a really great video. Then life happens. You go to work, you come home tired, you open YouTube Studio 3 days later and completely forgot what that comment said. So instead of trying to remember everything myself, I could ask Studio something like, look at my recent comments and tell me what questions or problems keep coming up the most. Then give me video ideas that answer those questions. That's such a helpful way to use your own audience because you're not guessing what people need. You're listening to what they've already told you. But even if you come up with good video ideas, there's still one more thing that matters. YouTube has to understand who your videos are for, because YouTube is always trying to figure out your channel. What do you talk about? Who watches your videos? What kind of people stay? What kind of videos seem to connect? It's building a picture of your channel based on what you post and how viewers respond. And if that picture is clear, that can help YouTube find more of the right people. But if that picture is confusing, your videos may get shown to people who aren't really looking for what you make. And when that happens, it can feel like your videos just aren't working. But the real problem may be that YouTube doesn't fully understand your channel yet. So this is another question I would ask Studio. How does YouTube categorize my channel right now? What niche does it seem to think I'm in, and who does it believe my audience really is? Because I want to know if YouTube sees my channel the way I want it to be seen. If I'm trying to help beginners over 50 start YouTube, I want to know whether my channel is actually sending that signal clearly. This is a really good question to ask, especially if your channel is still newer. Because if YouTube already understands your channel the way you want it to, great. That means your message is probably clear. Keep going. But if the answer feels a little off, that gives you something useful to work with. You can ask a follow-up question like, what should I make more of if I want YouTube to understand that my channel is about helping beginners over 50 start YouTube, or whatever your channel is about. Fill in your own topic, because this can help show you where your channel might be sending mixed signals. Maybe you have a few videos that are pulling your channel in a different direction. Maybe you need more videos around one clear topic. Maybe the audience responding to your videos is slightly different than who you thought you were reaching. And the earlier that you notice, the easier it is to adjust. You don't have to panic or delete everything. You just start making clearer choices going forward. In the beginning, I was mixing two kinds of content in my channel. I was trying to teach YouTube and AI for people over 50 who had absolutely no technology experience. But I was also showing shorts of my corgi Ramsey. So I was getting a lot of views and a lot of subscribers early on, but it wasn't for the content that I meant to make. They were following a corgi, not a lady over 50. Another thing I would use Ask Studio for is finding videos that deserve a follow-up. Because when a video does better than usual, that's not random. That's your audience giving you a signal. They're basically saying, this helped me. I'm interested in this. Give me more of this. And a lot of new creators miss that. I know I did. We make one video that works, feels excited for a minute, and then move on to something completely different. But sometimes the smartest thing you can do is stay close to what already worked. Make a part 2. Go deeper. Answer the next question. Explain the same topic from a slightly different angle. Because if YouTube already found people who responded to that first video, there's a good chance it might understand who to show the next one to. So I could ask Studio something like, look at my videos from the last year that performed better than usual, but never got a follow-up. Tell me why each one may have worked and give me a new video idea that builds on it. That way, I'm not just chasing random ideas. I'm paying attention to what my own channel is already telling me. Now, let's say I have a good video idea. But a good idea can still fall flat if the script takes too long to get to the point. And this is something a lot of beginners don't realize. Sometimes the topic is fine. The problem is the opening, or the pacing, or the part where we explain something for 3 minutes that probably only needed 20 seconds. I say we because I absolutely do this. So before I spend time recording, editing, and uploading a video, I can use Ask Studio as a quick script check. I could paste in my script and ask something like, based on what usually works on my channel, where might viewers lose interest in this script? Or, is my hook strong enough for beginner creators over 50? Or, what parts should I shorten before I record this? That kind of feedback is helpful because I'm not asking for random writing advice. I'm asking it to look at my script through the lens of what has already happened on my channel. Where do people usually stay? Where do they usually leave? Do I take too long to deliver the promise? Do I over-explain? Do I start with too much setup before getting to the helpful part? And if it points out a weak spot, I don't have to rewrite the whole script. I can just fix that section. Maybe I tighten the opening. Maybe I cut a slower explanation. Maybe I move the helpful part closer to the beginning. And if I still want help rewriting it, I can take that one section into Claude or ChatGPT and say, rewrite only this part so it sounds more natural and gets to the point faster, but still sounds like me. That way, I'm not waiting until after the video flops to learn what went wrong. I'm trying to catch the problem before I hit record. Now, even if the idea is good and the script is stronger, there's still one more piece that matters: the thumbnail. Because if people don't understand what the video is about when they see it, they may never click in the first place. And thumbnails are one of those things that can make beginner creators second guess everything. Is the text too small? Is the photo clear enough? Does it look boring? Does it match the title? Does it make sense to someone who has never seen my channel before? So this is another place where Ask Studio might be helpful. If I'm already in the same conversation where I've been talking about the video idea and the script, I can ask it something like, based on this video topic and what has worked on my channel before, Give me a simple thumbnail idea for this video, or what thumbnail concept would make this video clear to a beginner creator over 50. That doesn't mean I have to use exactly what it gives me, but it can give me a starting point. And sometimes that's what we need most, not a perfect thumbnail, just a clear direction. Because instead of sitting there staring at a blank canvas screen, I can ask, what should this thumbnail communicate in 1 second? That's the real question. Not how fancy can I make it? Not how many things can I add? Just, will the right person understand what this video is about quickly enough to want to click? The last thing I would use Ask Studio for is deciding what video to send people to next. Because when someone finishes one of your videos, you don't want to just leave them hanging. You want to give them the next step. And that matters because if someone watches one video and then clicks into another one of yours, they're not just watching a random video anymore. They're starting to spend time with you. That's how trust gets built. But choosing the right video can be a little tricky. If your channel is newer, you might feel like you don't have many options yet. And if your channel has a lot of videos, it can be just as confusing because now there's too many to choose from. So instead of guessing, I could ask Studio something like, based on this script, which video on my channel would be the best next video to recommend at the end? Or which video should I send viewers to next if I want this topic to feel like a natural next step? That way, I'm not just picking whatever video I happen to remember. I'm choosing the video that makes the most sense for the viewer. And if Ask Studio gives me a suggestion, I can also ask, write me a simple sentence that I can say at the end of this video to explain why they should watch the next one. Then I can take that line, make it sound like me, and add it to the ending. Because a good ending doesn't just wrap up the video. It helps the viewer know where to go next. So that's how I would use Ask Studio. Not as some magic button that suddenly fixes your whole channel, and not as something that replaces your own judgment, but kind of like a helper, a way to make a YouTube Studio feel a little less confusing, a way to look at your videos and ask better questions. What's working? What isn't? Where are people leaving? What do my viewers keep asking about? What should I make next? Because that's really the goal here, not to become an analytics expert, not to spend hours staring at graphs, and not to make YouTube feel even more overwhelming than it already does. The goal is to make the next video a little better than the last one. That's it. One better hook, one clearer title, one thumbnail that makes more sense, one video that actually answers what your audience is asking for. And if you're starting YouTube after 50, you don't have to know everything before you begin. You don't have to understand every number in YouTube Studio. You just need to learn one small thing at a time and keep going. So if you have Ask Studio, try one simple question today. Ask it, what's one thing I can learn from my recent videos? Start there. No fancy tech talk, just the next step. And if you want me to make a simple copy and paste list of Ask Studio prompts for beginner creators, comment Ask Studio below. I'll put together something simple you can just use without having to figure out what to type. And if YouTube Studio still feels confusing, watch this video next, where I break down the 4 numbers that actually matter and I explain them in a simple way. I'm Kathy. I started this at 55 with no tech skills, and I promise you can learn this one step at a time too. I'll see you in the next one.